So what is going on, guys? NandoPrince93 here with another video. So as you guys know, I've been running iPadOS beta. One of the awesome things about it is that now we have controller support. So what does that mean? So if you have an Xbox, a PS4, a third-party controller with Bluetooth, or even wired if you can find a wired USB-C to micro USB usually, you can just use this as a controller when you're playing games. So one of the amazing things about this thing is that it's so powerful that it can run pretty high intensity graphics games. So for instance, Fortnite, NBA 2K, CSR Racing, Asphalt, and then also the smaller games, like Crazy Taxi and stuff like that. I kind of want to show you guys my top 5 favorite iPadOS games that also have MFi support. So MFI just stands for made for iPad or made for iDevice essentially. And there's, I think, the list is like 1,300 total apps use or have MFI support, which allows you to use controllers. So MFI support is not new, but the fact that you can use just an Xbox controller, your everyday Xbox controller, to play those games is amazing. And that's what's new about iPadOS. Before you had to get a third party, $100 controller that was MFI compatible and iPad compatible, and it was just a nightmare, guys. Now I'm a big Xbox One user. I have my Xbox controller right here. So I'm gonna test out a couple games. But basically what you do, just to get the controller installed and connected, just how you would connect any other Bluetooth device. You go to your Bluetooth settings, you put the controller into pairing mode, and as you guys can see, my Xbox wireless controller is right there. It is a little bit iffy, so you have to turn your Bluetooth off to reset it, and then also reset the controller, and then put them both into pairing mode at the same time. So it's a little bit, it's not as easy as connecting your AirPods, your Apple Pencil, is what I'm trying to say. But it is fairly quick. It took 30 seconds as opposed to 5 seconds, so it's not that big of a headache. But my top 5 games right now are in no particular order, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys what I like about it, what I don't, and what I wish they could do, especially for NBA 2K. So the first one I'm gonna show you guys is NBA 2K19. So I will show you guys a combination of free apps and paid apps. So this game, I think, is $7.99, and it works just like 2K, right? So as you guys can see, I'm using the controller. Look, I'm using the controller to play as the Golden State Warriors, and it's the same exact controls as the Xbox controller, right? So there's no learning curve, there's nothing going on that's crazy. You just kind of jump in and play as if you're playing on the Xbox. Boom. So that's NBA 2K19. The controller works pretty well. As you can see, I could bring the start menu, but the one thing that's annoying is that since the interface is made for touch, there's no scroll option. So when I'm in the menu like this, I have to use my finger. So even to go back. So to go back, I have to use my finger, but if I'm in the screen, I can just press pause, and then the menu comes up. So some games are half compatible, but for gameplay itself, NBA 2K19 is a great option. $7.99, you can't beat it. I do wish that there was cross-platform, so whatever I'm doing on my Xbox, and then I could just pick it up on my iPad. Unfortunately, that's not the case for most games that are ported over to iOS. They bring a watered-down version of the original game in. So NBA 2K19 has made some strides for iOS. It's still not as involved or not as large of a game as it is for the Xbox One. So that's game number 1. And again, this is in no particular order. So now I'm gonna show you guys Fortnite, right? So I am by no means a Fortnite gamer, right? I don't play this game at all. I know that it's very, very popular. Obviously, that kid just won $3 million playing this freaking game, so maybe I'm doing the wrong thing here. But as you guys can see, what I do like about the Fortnite game is that it knows when you're using a specific controller. So if you guys can see, I'll zoom in, you can see that the RT button comes up, RB, so Y, X, so it knows what buttons you need to press. If you disconnect the controller, then none of that will be there, and you have to use your finger to do everything, right? I'm just gonna hop into a game real quick. So as you guys can see, I'm in the game, and I'm playing. You control it with the Xbox controller like you would on the Xbox. Press A, it knows all the buttons and stuff like that. I'm not gonna bore you guys with gameplay because it'll be terrible. But Fortnite is a fun game. The one complaint that I have so far is that there's a slight black bar, so it's not optimized for the iPad Pro because of the aspect ratio. But other than that, it's slight. It's probably ½ an inch in total, right? But obviously the key is to use the entire screen. So that's gonna do it for Fortnite, guys. This is another great game that I would recommend playing if you have an Xbox or PS4 controller just on hand. And just for a little update, I'm touching the iPad, and I'm not feeling any warmth so far, which is really, really impressive. Most devices, like if you play that on an iPhone even for 5 minutes, your phone will be screaming, which is crazy. Then the next 3 games are all car-based racing games, so I'll just review one of them. But we have Real Racing 3, Asphalt 8, and Crazy Taxi. Real Racing 3 is, you know, more of your typical, like it's called real racing. So you're not gonna be crashing into things, your car isn't gonna get totaled, it's just a racing game. Asphalt 8 is more of an arcade style racing game where there are crashes, you do spin away, there is like boost and turbo. And then Crazy Taxi is just Crazy Taxi, guys. If you guys don't know what that is, look it up. It's one of the OG arcade games where you basically Uber people around everywhere. So this is Crazy Taxi, guys. As you guys can see, again, the aspect ratio isn't perfect. There is a little bit of a bezel that it creates, but it knows that I'm using the Xbox controller right away. It says press the A button. It says play for free with ad support. Sure, let's play a game. And and the controller does work. Arcade, play by arcade rules. So this is such a throwback, guys. I'm using Axle to run around. It tells you how to do it. Just keep going, press enter, and the game basically goes by itself. So you guys can see, I'm using the Xbox controller to drive around, and this is essentially what the other games are gonna be like, the other racing games, right? This is a great game, a great way to pass time, and that's pretty much gonna do it for my top 5 iPadOS MFi compatible video games. And I think the reason Apple made this MFI compatible and allowed the PS4 and Xbox controllers to work is because of Apple Arcade that's coming out in the fall, which is supposed to be, you know, another level of gaming for your iOS device, which I'm gonna, you know, take advantage of. I'm sure they'll have a free trial for the first month. I'll definitely try it out and review it once it does come out. Because if you guys go to the App Store and you're on iPadOS or iOS 13, you can see that there's an arcade tab right here. And it just says 100 plus games coming this fall. And there's a bunch of games. I'm a big sports game guy, so hopefully Madden comes out. And again, if there's a cross-platform situation going, this would be the ultimate mobile gaming device. So, I mean, I own an Xbox One, a Switch, and then this thing. So I'll be definitely gaming a lot more with this once the arcade version comes out. I play a lot of 2K, so that's fun. But overall, this is an awesome device for pretty much anything because the power on this iPad is amazing. Every time I use it, I find another reason why to like this device more and more. And I highly recommend it if you guys are thinking about getting an iPad Pro, and you're kind of on edge because of the price or because like, hey, I don't really need it because I have an old iPad. I recommend getting the 11-inch. You know, they're always on sale at this point because it's almost a year old, but this thing is gonna be timeless. I'm sure this will last me 4, 5, maybe 6 years. And again, I'm loving it. But that's gonna do it for the video. If you guys made it this far, thank you so much. Please like, comment, subscribe because it helps grow the channel. We're doing super well. One of our videos got over 2,000 views, which is amazing. So thank you so much for the support. Until next time, guys. Peace.